All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. It's me, Turtle, and we're gonna have just chatting today for a little bit. I'll be quick, short stream. Haven't had a stream 6 days. Looks like we've been streaming a little less. I've had real life stuff going on, so I haven't been streaming. I admit. I also have a new goal, a new thing. I'm not sure how the move from Twitch to X happened. Other than X is kind of the new gold rush, so I'm working more on my growth and presence on Twitter, if you still call it that. But trying to grow on X, and it's a different sphere, different. It's like a different whole community. The attitude, the people I interact with. It's a lot of different conversations going on. As it's mostly text based, and I'm not the best. I'm gonna just be honest. I am not the best with text based communications. Never have been. So I even in my RP when I'm role playing, I'm not doing as many like the chat command slash me stuff because it is not my strong suit. I'm going to butcher words. I'm going to misspell words. I'm going to mistype words because like I can type, but I can't type like amazingly perfect. I fuck up a lot. There's good chance I'm going to like misspell something. And there's times where I'm trying to slash me stuff and I'm like, I'm going to just use a different word because I don't know how to spell this word. I'm gonna do a chat command that I'm trying to like relay something, and I'm like, I don't know how to say that. So sometimes I'm just stuck in like my brain shuts down, and I'm like, all right, how am I gonna do this, right? So making the move to where I'm trying to monetize on X is it's a little challenging because I am more of a long form content person. Even my early YouTube content was generally long form. I got partnership on YouTube pretty early, 2007, 2008. Which back then, what the partnership meant on YouTube back then was you could make over 15-minute long videos and have bigger file size of stuff that you're uploading. Uh, the way you got to that, I forget how many like hurdles you had to jump through, but there was something about getting so many videos or getting so many views on stuff back then. So I'd conquered that fairly early. Got kind of lucky that I got noticed as a creator over there. Never really never really got success. Had like, enough videos that got some stuff to where I could, work towards a payout. But my more successful venture was definitely when we switched to Twitch. And then that popped out pre-COVID, but like not by much. Like we've been on Twitch for I don't know since 2012. So 12 years. It took to like 2018 or something was when I got affiliate. 2019, somewhere in there, right, you know, somewhere before COVID happened, and then the boom of COVID and people watching RP, and then being on the right RP server really that helped with like a big boom. Uh, this is just giving you a little bit of history, but so moving from that, I've been a content creator for a while, but it's always been with the goal of making longer form content. It's always been even the old Turtle Talks on YouTube were always kind of more hour long vlogs or basically a podcast by myself. I haven't really worked on getting friends to talk to on these. And then RP when it came to RP, that that kind of changed where I didn't have to be playing a game. I didn't have to have like good footage. Like it was very hard back. There was a while where it was like shooter games. Nobody cared about shooter games. Hey, so what's happening? Hello. We're going through a history of Turtle. How you doing? Welcome in. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm trying to say, what was I at? Shooter games. So shooter games is interesting thing to try and make content for. Because for one, I mean, it happens to be one of those things where you need good FPS, you need really good quality to show what's happening. You can't have like any stuttering in a video. You can't have any like low FPS quality film. So that was hard to even try and get into. Like no matter how much better I would get at shooting games, I would not be able to like keep my hardware up to date and keep the best footage. It'd always be blurry. My internet back then was like not good. My upload speeds were terrible. So like the venture from YouTube to Twitch at first was hard because I didn't have the upload speed. Luckily, like infrastructure and stuff got better. Then I moved, and then sadly the upload speed where I moved to was limited to lower than it was at the place I lived before, which was kind of a backslide. But I still kept doing Twitch stuff back then. Like we're right on like now with X, like the like video stuff is there. You can like I could upload this as a video on X, but the attention span is different on X. Like you need to make your points in like a minute video. When you do 4-minute videos, it seems like there's people that'll watch it, there's people that'll comment on it, but they probably haven't watched the whole content. And then like longer format, the 15-minute, hour-long content is just not. It's not on X. Internet can make or break being able to stream. Yeah, the internet speed here, because we're like on the coast, is definitely it's better now. It's still not like fiber speeds. Our upload maximum when I moved here for a business account, our upload speed was 6 megabyte connection, right? So we had, I think back then we had I think it was 200 download, but like the highest upload was the 6 megabyte, which is terrible. It's like that's what you need just for the stream. So if I actually use full internet capacity, back then it was like it would cause stuttering, it would cause problems, it would, so I had to cut back. I'd have to like I didn't want to go to 720p. I wanted to stay at 1080p. But so for a while I was trying to do it in 30 FPS, 48 FPS, whatever I could do to try and like squeeze that little bit of bitrate lower and keep the quality. I'd like to say with all the shenanigans and trickery that I did, most of those videos are watchable. There's some where you go back and watch, like when I tried to get into like games like Overwatch, that game did not do well. And I didn't know for the longest time why. And then I found out it was the encoding I was using was CPU encoding instead of GPU encoding, and that game just didn't handle that. So we switched up at some point to GPU encoding, which made, most games look better. At least the stream quality look better. But still, like when you try and do FPS games, the like if you're not getting like way over 60 FPS and you can't even show more than like 60 FPS on Twitch, it kind of it doesn't translate so good on the video on a single PC setup. Maybe if you were doing a dual PC setup, so your second PC is just getting the video and then sending it, and then that one's doing all the encoding, maybe then you could do better. But single PC setup is just pretty rough. So the godsend of RP being the new focus became like a great thing for me. There was a few months, a few times where I'd go play casual games. Like I got a little bit of success on the stream with City Skylines and with Oxygen not included, right? So and then more casual games where you're building and making a base or whatever, and kind of I didn't ever make like tutorial style videos for that. So I was still trying to like figure how to do those kind of gameplays where I'm being creative and showing that I'm creative, not a master at the game. Showing the artsy side of it, which the City Skylines community is like kind of perfect for that. Because there's a lot of people that just want to like they want to turn off money, they want to turn off all the the guardrails of the game and play with the idea of I'm going to make this, my dream city or whatever, right? It kind of works. If you're a creative type person, you can kind of do that. Uh, and then then we had people that were in City Skylines in the community that started up an RP server, and so that was the first server I got in was the crew RP, and that server had like the most creative RPers I've ever seen. Like I've played on NoPixel and I've played on other servers, but like that server had the most creative people because everyone was an artistic person that came from like those kind of communities and they wanted to like make things. They wanted to make fantasy, they wanted to make sci-fi, they wanted to make something. And it had just like a really unique thing about it. The RP was definitely different. And then NoPixel, I was there for a year and a half. And it was a lot more on rails. It was a lot harder to like branch out. And then I'm gonna be honest, I feel like there was just something against characters that have a voice changer on that server. Some people just really hate it. Like some of the bigger streamers just really hate if they meet your character and they hear a voice changer, they just nope out of the situation. They just like refuse to RP with you. And so you kind of like, especially for Astro, he gets put in this like weird category of like, oh, it's a voice changer character. So we did go and play Zero for like a long time. Like we did a lot of Zero on NoPixel, probably like a year and something of it before we switched back to Astro again. So we had, yeah, Astro's my favorite character because I made him fully. Zero, I think, is like a fan favorite because he's unique enough. He's got like a whole story and lore to him. But when I created him, it was to be with the other Wastelanders. And then like we had the falling out with the Wastelanders like on an OOC level where there just like was never any closure for it. And it kind of ruined his story on NoPixel, like completely ruined it. Like they kicked me out without saying a word. They gave me no RP for it. They gave me nothing. And then I was still getting harassed by the Lost and other groups that they were warring with. So like Zero just got completely screwed out of oblivion. So it was nice when I came over to this other server and I could kind of rebuild Zero to not need that family structure. And then we got the other blessing on that was we got Sin came over and she made a character and brought her boyfriend, and then they kind of gave Zero a family over here. So we kind of have a little bit of backstory for them. So that's always good, right? Was definitely your favorite. He's just like he's the character that's like he's loosely based off of friends that I had growing up in Alaska, and like there's like three or four different people that he's kind of a mess of. Like he's not any one of them in whole. So he's kind of fun to play. He also just has a funny way of saying things. He also has that like yeah, he's pure and sweet. Yeah, he has that innocence to him where then like the first time he's like, fuck this guy, someone's like, holy crap, Astro, was that you said that? And I was like, oh hell yeah, I hate that guy. The first time like someone hears something like toxic come out of Astro, they're just like, holy crap, because he's such a helpful character. You know, I forget what we were talking about. We had a blood out a character from the Ballas recently, like a month or two ago. And so like I'm bringing it up with people because like we already did it, but like it didn't happen on stream. But then we're like telling people about it to kind of further the story because it was unfortunate that it happened off stream. Always wanted to do Crop Astro. He has like his dark moments where he has to like do something like to stand on principle, to stand on business, to like to blot out a gang member that like left us and like made another gang. Was like it was one of those like, man, I kind of wish we got it all on film. Sadly, it's just like with my schedule now and having to work real life job, it's I don't have the time to always be streaming when I get in RP. So sometimes I just pop in and I don't realize something's gonna happen, and then it pops off, and I'm like, oh no. This didn't happen on the stream. Always be recording. But yeah, I mean, Astro's a gang leader. He's got like, you know, his involvement in crime. He's just not a bank robber, right? And so I keep having to try and keep him away from being that like bank robbing criminal. And like that's kind of where Zero is supposed to like differ. Is he's meant to be able to do crime. Zero's just been screwed over by it. Zero has been screwed over by crime so much that he just like doesn't need it. And like we've made him on this server to where he's more like about food and survival. Never gonna see Bad Boy Astro. It's one of those like it's like one of those rare things. Like we don't. It's not like we do it all the time. Like we robbed a bank on No Pixel on my birthday, and it was like because of the birthday stream, we gotta do something, right? And so like the boys were like, "Come on," you know. And so like they took Astro on a bank robbery, and we got away, and it was awesome. There's been the times where like on production where like Stewart was our OG and he had like shot cops and so then Astro has to like save him. He's like, save me, I need to pick up. And so Astro has to like, you know, run away from a cop. But we try and keep like his morals, like he's not gonna shoot a cop. You know, he's not gonna be a murderer. That's not his intention. But then we have other stories that pick up like the Jimmy Crinkle guy that kept coming down to our block. He stole the OG's car, he did other stuff. He kept coming back and stealing my car. The guy that was playing him was just ridiculous and like you know pushed it till he got banned eventually. And so like the Jimmy Crinkle story, we bring up like yeah we you know we took him out, tortured him, we did stuff. Astor took him out, and there's people that put cement blocks on him and buried him in the ocean. The dude came back like 2 weeks later with a tongue and survived being you know bricked into the ocean, but you know, for the most part, Astro's a good guy, but until you like mess with his OG or steal his cars, like you hurt his car, that's it. You know, Astro's about his cars. His cars are his babies. Like on our benefactors, what was his name? Um, the Yaya guy. What the hell was his name? I always forget his name. Armando. I think it was Armando. He like blew up Astro's car that he'd got and painted, and like we were like at the car wash on Strawberry, and they were like warring the ballas or whatever for some reason, yeah. And then they decided to like blow up my car, and Astro was just like, "But I just got that car." Like Astro was so upset. He was like, "But like the only like I got shot, but like the only thing Astro was meant to be worried about was like, but I just painted that car and they blew it up." And so like I had to do a whole story where I had someone else help me steal another car. We went and got like a rental of the same car, and then we took it out over to like the haze on the what's it called, over by Brogue Street, that little haze over there in the corner of Roy Losteen and that. We took it over there and then took care of it, took all the parts out, and then swapped them over and put them in my own car and you know how to rebuff it and fix it and everything. And that was a whole RP story just because that guy you know blew up my car. Amazing, amazing times. I think we're in an ad break. We're about to go to ad break sometime soon, so we'll pick up after the ads. But yeah, maybe we're not going to ads. It said ad break, but it didn't do it. Phony baloney. Sometimes you just gotta make the story go. I always blamed his ping. That dude did not like me. Like they were on the run from something, and then they stole one of our guys, and I shot him down, and then they had to go to jail, and then like we exposed him. We totally exposed. Like, aren't these guys supposed to be like running away from the nines for killing whatever that whatever the cop's name was? Doing race, and it was terrible. He was just smashing everybody. He came over to production at one point, and I was like, I wonder if this guy's going to be a problem. Now we're in ad break. Pause. Pause. Story time is over, kids. We gotta wait. Switch the pictures while we're doing talkie time. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. 20 more seconds and then we'll resume. Doo-doo-doo-doo. All right, we're back. Ads should totally be done. Believe it. Yeah, so that Armando guy, he came over to production and I'm like at the bank and I come out and somebody was like eyeballing my car and I'm like, sup? And then he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, oh God. I was like, is this guy gonna be a problem? Because like we're totally different characters at this point. In my mind, it's like 2 servers ago. I can't be still mad at this character that like definitely doesn't have anything to do with what's going on this server. He was fine with me, but I could see how it could be a problem. Yeah, he like he was pretty upset that we got them busted for that. But like again, don't war somebody while you're wanted for the nines for like murdering a cop character, Don't come down to our block and not expect to get shot up. And so like the thing was they took Donk. It was like the day before they had taken me when I was like the only person on the block. So they were doing like shitty tactics in this war and like taking people on their ones and never a fair fight, always, 6v1 or whatever. And then so like they came down to the block, they thought it was just Donk on his own. He was kind of AFK. They grabbed him, but I'm calling it out to Caesar and everybody else. And I'm like, they got Donk, they got Donk. And I'm like, of course Astro's gonna go chase him down. So I get in his car and like chase him down, shoot him out. I shot down 2 of them. I think Caesar got 1, and I don't know who got the other one. So we got 4 of them down. One of them rage quit, logged out because he was just like, oh hell no. He noped out of that whole RP. The other 3 ended up, getting picked up by the cops because the cops were there in like no time. And then like we had like there was like a whole bunch of ballas in the prison at that point because like a bunch of us were just like, oh yeah, fucking, let's make sure we all get sent in so it's not just Astro in the prison with them or whatever. So I think we had, I don't know, 6 or whatever of us and 3 of them. The cops like came in and had escorted us all to the prison, but then like kind of like turned their back so we could like have a little prison riot. It was a wild thing. But so like ever since then, that guy really hated me, I think. He took it too personal, I guess. But again, don't become wanted for the nines and then war a group and then get mad when you get caught for it. Consequences. It's funny to me because it's like one of those like really big pivotal story moments in like the Astro overall arcing story. He passes illegal shit in the hospital. Yeah, we don't want to get this. Here, take this. I mean, that kind of like puts you in a weird situation because you're just like, cool, but I'm a white hat character, so I shouldn't do this. Like, it sucks to compromise someone else's character with something that they wouldn't do, or they shouldn't do, or they don't want to do. A bunch of people did. I'm sure they did because people are like terrible rants like that. But I think you shouldn't force that kind of thing on someone who's maybe trying to be a good character, right? Jade was corrupt as fuck. Yeah, I mean, it's fine if you were. I feel like you got to be careful with the corrupt characters though. For PD, everybody wants to play the corrupt comp or the corrupt something. Corrupt. There was a lot of corruption on that server. That whole hospital seemed like it was corrupt. Did back alley surgeries. That's the other thing about like a lot of servers have like like grandmas, or have you have like a way of getting medical supplies so you can do something to, revive your knocked out homies, remove bullets or whatever if you have to. This server, like, it's pretty solid where you don't have that. Like, you don't have a grandma's house. You got 3 different hospitals to go to. Anyone can take you, anyone can check you in. Only the doctors and stuff can take, like, a bullet out of you. EMS can, like, they can deal with some, like, burns and other stuff, but, like, I don't know, the system is, like, really good over here. It's just kind of a shame there isn't more people sometimes. Like, we got shot down yesterday. I wasn't streaming, but we got shot down, like, yesterday. New Ballas came in, and so we were, like, doing stuff with them, and then, like, the locals got mad, and then, next thing you know, we're shooting it out with the locals. I was scuffed. I couldn't, use my med kit to stop my bleeding, so of course I passed out. I luckily had called out so they knew where I was. The cops were, like, busy in a chase, so they didn't come by and even check on me. There was no EMS. There's no doctors at the hospital, but, like, when there is doctors and stuff, it's, like, it's great because there is actually good systems here. I was at the hospital, got kidnapped, got black bagged, and forced to do surgery of a lost guy. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's intense RP when you get, like, black bagged and taken somewhere. You're just like, "What the hell's happening? Am I in for, torture? What's happening? Did I do something? Did I offend somebody?" Turned into good stories. Well, that's good if it worked out. Some people just can't handle the, intense stories. I've noticed over the years, there's a lot of people that can't. The first server we the first server we played in, there was this, like, oh man, it was like a you could say a safe word to get out of stuff. You could say bangarang if you didn't want to be part of a scene, and that just meant like, oh, the whole scene stops. Everybody just has to, like, nope out. But, like, with that, that meant that, like, that some scenes could get pretty intense. Like, some torture scenes and stuff could get pretty dark because you at least had a safe word, and if it crossed that line, you could just be like, nope, now we're done. I wouldn't work in production because there's a lot of times they have the mask and they have a ball gag they can put on you. They put the ball gag on you. I swear, some people who are stupid that use it though, they put a ball gag on Astro and then they're asking me questions. Or no, it was Zero. They put a ball gag on Zero and then they're asking me questions like, who is this? What is this? And I'm like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." Like, you can't fucking hear me. I have the ball gag and I can hear me. My stream could hear me. But, like, the guys that gagged me, they can't hear anything, so it's a great tool, but it's also, it's misused because then they put it in you put it in your mouth, and then ask you questions like, "Yep, he's gonna answer now." "Nope, he can't." There's lots of opportunity here for all kinds of good shit, but man, some people just, like, they don't think they don't think how to properly use the mechanics. But yeah, so with the with all the big stories, with all the big things that's happened with Astro, like, we kind of have a few new balls. I'm probably gonna go dip out of stream, close this out, put this up on YouTube. But yeah, there's been a lot going on. Still trying to keep the balls going. Still have Astro's pawn shop going. Zero has his own thing going on. But I still have a little RP. I just don't get RP as much as I used to. I don't get to do 8 hour day, 7 days a week kind of thing. And then yeah, my new real life side quest is getting popular on X, which it's not for everybody. Let me tell you, X is full of like the most crazy trolls when they troll you. There's a lot of good people on there that have good conversation, and I like it. And there's a lot of political talk. So if you don't like political talk, just just don't bother, because my feed is almost all political. Like I could say it's probably 98% political. There's probably a good 2% that's not nowadays. And if you're for my policies, sure, but if you're not for the politics that I like, you're not gonna like it. It's kind of strange that I'm able to be more open over there than we've ever had on Twitch or YouTube. Anything political on YouTube, like it was very obvious it was getting censored. Like, cause I could have a video that would get 100 views or 1,000 views on video game stuff where it's like, especially if it's a tutorial, I could have stuff that was getting at least a couple hundred views, and then some of my RP shorts and stuff. I know we had some shorts that got 800 or 900 views. We had a couple that broke a couple thousand, but the YouTube stuff for gaming and whatnot is all right. But man, anything political just got like noped in the algorithm there. But the and Twitch is the same. Twitch never like I don't even risk talking politics much on Twitch. You end up getting way too many haters in chat that you just got to ban. It's pretty much it might even still be a rule that there's no religion, politics, and whatever on my channel. How we should remove that. We'll just talk religion, or we'll talk politics over here totally. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, how I want to do, because I don't have the webcam set up. I don't have the lighting set up for webcam all the time, especially since I RP. I'm chilling in the dark right now. Like I was like, do I want to put the cam up for just chatting? And I was like, no, it's too much work. I gotta make sure the green screen is well lit. I gotta make sure the settings on the camera right. My settings on my camera always change every time I restart or every time I start up OBS. It seems like it resets. It does not keep the settings. So I have to like fine tune all of the chroma key, the light, what's it called? The low light settings and all that stuff. I have to turn off all the motion, auto blur. I have to turn off everything on the camera. Sucks. It didn't used to be like that. It used to be so much better, and eventually the software firmware updates to it made that camera pretty much just like I just don't. I'd rather not use it. It's terrible. I'd rather just not use it. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for X video. If I'm gonna do like I have like we're on OBS Studio here, but I have Streamlabs still, and I did do a couple videos just in portrait layout to see if I could get them how they would look. I did about I think we did a 4-minute one. They don't get a lot of views over there, but I only have 8,000 followers on X. Only 8,000 guys. I only have 8,000 followers on X, but the turnout rate for followers is like it's like 1 to 5, we'll say percent of your people will pop in and see something any one post you make. And then so if it's a video, like I can pin it to my profile page, but I don't know. It's like I'm not sure what to do with it. I feel like so they've added analytics for video on X, and I think there's going to be like a whole tab for video soon. I think they showed it on iOS, but it's not on my PC and it's not on my tablet. So there'll be like a whole segment of a feed that is for video stuff. So I think there's like more video stuff coming for X soon. I don't know if there's like I feel like there's no place for like a gaming thing yet. I know there's people like Asmongold that have like or have had the gaming X tag. I think his got removed when he was talking with talking about Elon like a week or two ago. So I don't know if he still has. I should check. I don't see anywhere when I'm on X. I don't see anywhere to like go see gaming videos or stuff. So like I feel like if I did it, it'd just be on my feed that I'm streaming. I'm not super sure. Like I haven't done live video on X yet. I found where to get my stream key and all that, but I don't know. It's still new to me. I figured there'll be eventually like some newer thing where it'll be like this is the place to go with your gaming stuff, and I'll be like, all right, now we're jumping on it. So that might be a thing. Like I said, the ability to talk politics and stuff over there is going to be way higher. So good chances it will have more open discussion on X. And I mean, hopefully, if we can build up a little bit of a following over there of gamers, then we'll get them to tune in when we're live and we're talking about stuff. So that'd be nice. I think like right now, all of my followers are like very much there for politics. But it'd still be nice to just pop over on X, do a turtle talk over there, talk politics. Because I have a lot of opinions, guys, and I'm gonna be honest. I have a hard time trying to get all of an opinion in 280 letters. It is not enough. You remember when Twitter was like 140 or 160 or whatever characters? I don't like how did anyone ever survive without Twitlonger or whatever back then? And now it's 280, but it's still not enough for a single thing. I almost feel like I should have got the premium plus whatever thing so I could make longer things and articles. Been a thought that's like maybe I should have. It'd be nice for the longer posts at least, and especially like sometimes when you're replying, you see someone else that has the longer ones. You're like, oh, that would have been nice if I could have said all that. I have to try and scrunch down. I'm trying to make 3 or 4 points about something. I have to scrunch it down into like, you know, a sentence each. Kind of rough. And then the algorithm on X, it picks up on words even without hashtags. It picks up on words. So you do got to be kind of intentional with the words you use and the words that you like don't like. Just even swear words. You got to be kind of intentional to not fully drop them all the time. I still have, but you got to be kind of thinking about not putting in the f bomb, s bomb, which verbally those are my favorite go to stumble words. When you stub your toe or something, you're just like, yep, f bomb. When you can't think what you say, you're just like, yep, stutter around one of those swear words. Anyways, looks like we're about to go in another ad break. I'm gonna wrap up. You guys have been lovely. We'll try and get some more streams in the next coming days. Today was kind of just a let's talk chatty one. This will be a Turtle Talk episode up on my YouTube. If you guys aren't following me on youtube.com/turtle number 13, follow me over there. If you're not following me at X, my at on X is at turtle number 13 as well. And then if you like talking politics, you'll see my posts on X are very political. Feel free to like and whatever all of my comments and things because it does help my algorithm over there. If you guys are supporting me because you like what I say, if you don't like it, you probably avoid at all cost. If you don't like my politics, I'm sorry. I still love you. I have opinions and I gotta share them. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Where's my ending screen? I've gotta scroll up. Thanks for everyone for being here. Appreciate all you.